All right, showtime. This is the 4th, actually. It's the 4th today, right? Yeah. Everybody in here. Slide it in a little closer. Get everybody in here. Shalom, shalom. Back at it one more again to prophesy the downfall of this wicked queendom known as Babylon the Great. So we're going to go into the news first, but before we go into the news, let's turn to the east and give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the head apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom to the elders and the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to all the sincere Akim and Aqua who do subscribe to this truth. A hearty shalom to the men out there on the highways and byways, highways and hedges, preaching and teaching the truth and sincerity, risking their lives and risking their freedom, now more so than ever, especially in these times, making their bodies a living sacrifice out there on the highways and byways, highways and hedges with the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy, which allows those men to go into the scriptures and bring our understanding on a high level. And last but not least, a hearty shalom to the men of Valley Camp, New Jersey, NYC, South Carolina, DTA Camp, Philly, Baltimore, Jersey, NYC. First camp I ever heard the truth from, Isaiah 62 verses 6 through 7. Those that make mention of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, keep not silence. Give him no rest there at night. To Jerusalem is a praise in the earth. So let's open up the news. And then, let's hear a rock from there.
There's some current events that's happening today. So breaking, Pfizer jab expected to get full FDA approval by September 6th, right? And so these are going into these draconian measures, these unrighteous decrees that that Esau is doing right now, right? You know, he knows that he has a short time, and so now he's coming down with these mandates, right, for the jab.
Right, the brother mentioned draconian laws or unrighteous decrees. When you go into the word draconian, okay, in scriptures, it means a great dragon. Okay, because Esau Edom, he speaks like a great dragon. Okay, but he also speaks like a lamb. Okay, humble, meek. Okay, Esau Edom wants to give our people, okay, the goodies. Okay, free French fries. Okay, free hamburgers. Okay, free Xbox. Okay, just to keep our people in a comfort zone. But when that day comes, which is September 6th. September 6th. Yeah. Okay, when it gets the approved, when that Hocus Pocus gets approved, okay, a lot of our people are then go straight to that slaughter, man, to the slaughterhouse, and destroy, man. Got something, bro?
Yep. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them.
Right, and the heavens is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, the angels. Okay, here on earth is the elect. Okay.
Woe, which means destruction. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
And again, the word devil in the Greek, when you read Revelation 12, is diabolos, which means deceiver. Okay, and the deceiver knows he has a short time. That's why he's making rapid moves. Okay, very fast moves. Okay, because he knows his kingdom is about to fall. Okay, remember?
Oh yeah, Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb.
Right, he's a Republican, Republicans, Democrats.
Yep. Population, demigods, going back to Rome. Yep. So I'm gonna start it from the top. Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb.
Like a lamb, becomes meek, humble. Go ahead.
And he spake as a dragon.
And he spake as a dragon, man. Going back into the draconian laws. Okay, which means harsh laws, man. okay, implementing laws that if you don't take heed, if you don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments on the left-hand side, okay, you're gonna get put to death, man. All right. That's something, bro.
Isaiah.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, you got it.
Spirit.
Yeah, unrighteous degree.
Yep. All right, so this is 2 Maccabees chapter 6 in verse 9. It says, "And whoso would not conform himself to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery." You know, going into you know, if we don't conform to their ways, their draconian laws, all right, that's what they have in store for us. You know, these torture chambers, these FEMA camps, etc. You know, having guillotines prepared, ready. All right.
And this is nothing new, man. Okay, whatever happened during the time of the Maccabees, okay, it's happening now, man. History repeats itself, like it says here in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be done. Salakia. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So what happened during the time of the Maccabees, okay, where who was it? Pontius Pilate? No, not Pontius Pilate. Antiochus, bro. Okay, the king of the Grecians in the book of the Maccabees. Yeah, pretty much that same spirit is back here. Okay, we do it with Joe Biden. Okay, with Dr. Fauci. Okay, Bill Gates. Okay, implementing these laws. Okay, to put Jake in a comfort zone, man. All right, whatever.
This is Sirach chapter 5 and verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
Right, and when you're in ignorance, you're in darkness, man. How about Shai has given us the spirit of wisdom, okay, and not being ignorant from the devices of Satan, man. Okay, and who's Satan in the flesh in these last days? Esau. Okay, Esau is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, the word Satan in the Hebrew, okay, means a shaitan, an adversary. Okay, Esau is adverse to Yahweh Shai and his men. All right, whatever.
How was it on that? You had something?
Yeah, I was going to bring out Isaiah 10 and 1. Okay, so Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Right, woe means misery or destruction. Okay?
And that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Right, prescribed. Going back into the word doctor. Okay, to falsify. These devils are falsifying. Okay, what? The hocus pocus. Okay, his pharmacy, pharmakia, which we go into the same thing over and over again, man. Is witchcraft. It's sorcery, man.
Do something back you up on that.
All right, okay. I want to finish that real quick, bro.
I was going to go into Greek. Yeah, I'm going to go into Greek.
This is Job 13 and 4. But ye are forgers of lies.
Right, ye are forgers of lies. Go ahead.
Ye are all physicians of no value.
Right, and Dr. Fauci, you're a physician of no value, man. Okay, you're falsifying, okay, your ways into trying to receive your blessing back, man. All right, what's up, bro?
Oh yeah, so grievousness, causing grief or great sorrow, great loss, and that's what people are losing their lives due to these draconian laws, these unrighteous decrees, right? Causing serious harm. People are doing the Harlem Shake. People are losing their minds. People are losing their jobs, because Esau is in control, right? And everywhere he goes is destruction. Okay.
I want to back you up on that, bro, because you brought out, what was it, grievous? Yeah, and then one of the synonyms for grievous is sorrow, right? Yeah. And how about Shai said in the gospel here in Matthew 24 and 8, oh, these are the beginning of sorrows, man. Then we are in the time of sorrows. We're in the time of the evil days. Okay, that's when we have to walk circumspect. Okay, and be diligent in this work, man. Okay, so we won't get caught up in the middle of the so-called white man's mayhem, destruction. All right.
So let me I'll finish this out. Isaiah 10 and 1 at the bottom, which they have prescribed. Right? And that word prescribed real quick is so order, advise, authorize, and this is what they're gonna do. Yeah, authorize with their
FDA.
Yep. And their martial law and their media. You know, they're controlling people with their media. You know, saying that you have to wear the mask, take off the mask,
take the hocus pocus, and I have to take the hocus pocus.
Yep.
You know, it's great confusion, man.
Yep.
And how about Shmuel Shaibi Ezra said was that there's going to be great confusion amongst many places. And we see that happening, man. And through that confusion, that misery that's hitting Babylon the Great, okay, a lot of people are being divided, man, amongst their own family members, cousins, aunties, okay, grandmas, grandpas, man.
Yeah, division amongst the families.
Amongst the family. As a matter of fact, just to back you up, the word division also goes into the word device. Okay, divius in the Latin word. So Esau, even so-called white man, he's dividing, okay, the family structure, man. Okay, to lead our people to what? Again, to the slaughter, man. All right.
And another one for prescribe. It says to recommend. So they started out to recommend taking the jab. Now they're mandating it in New York City and in California too, I think.
And if you notice, okay, every time this devil passes legislation, it all starts where? In New York City. Okay, and then it starts spreading where? Okay, down to the West Coast, California, Nevada, man. But now when you go to the state of Texas, okay, actually when you go to Texas, you're not able to wear a mask. You know, if you don't want to wear a mask, that's fine. So a lot of the sheep are going to head over to Texas, but that's also going to cause a division, man. Because the people in Texas, okay, that already live in Texas, don't want people from California or Arizona, man, and that's that great division. And Yahweh Shmuel Shai spoke about in the 12th chapter at the 51st verse.
Yeah, Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Right.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And that's Esau Edom. You know, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, Job 9 and 24. You know? So what's he doing? Being wicked, man. You know, spreading his philosophies, spreading his doctrine, you know, spreading misinformation, and then calling truth misinformation.
Exactly.
You know?
And like it says that they work or they practice, okay, and their bads, meaning they never take breaks, man. Okay, this devil never takes breaks from his wickedness. Okay, he works overtime on the left-hand side. How much us brothers, okay, we're supposed to take heed into working overtime, man. Okay, as a body, okay, how about Shmuel Shai, we're supposed to be working 24/7, man. We got brothers all throughout the world, okay, pushing forth videos at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., okay, at 7 p.m. Okay, we are the true body of the Yahweh Shmuel Shai, man, trying to overcome, okay, the left-hand side, which is Esau Edom. All right.
Psalm 37 and 35, another precept to back you up. I have seen the wicked in great power.
Right, I have seen the wicked in great power. Now, in other words, the wicked is a criminal. Okay?
Yep. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yeah. So this is King David saying that he's seen the wicked in great power. You know, King David was also a prophet as well. You know, and he's seen Esau Edom in great power, man. You know, and right now Esau Edom is in great power. We're living in the last days. You know, we're living in the time that this man is set to rise up and pursue the followers and the believers of this truth, the prophets, come in like a great flood, you know, to lock down cities, you know, to label us domestic terrorists, and to go door to door and neighborhood to neighborhood and house to house, seeking who he may devour, man. You know, that's what the scriptures say, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, you know,
seek it who he may devour.
Who he may devour, you know?
Right, and how does this devil devour, man? Going back what the brother spoke about, okay, going into his media, okay, his propaganda, man, okay, his different devices, his AI, his artificial intelligence, man. And when you go into the word intelligence, okay, it goes into the word genius, which goes back into the word demon. Okay, so so-called white man pushes forward as a demonic vibe, man. Okay, to put Jacob into a sleeping mode all over again, man. Going back into 2 Corinthians 4 and 4, okay, that the power, the left-hand side power of this earth has blinded the minds of the people so that they cannot believe the gospel, which is what? It's the good news, man. All right, that's it, bro.
Oh, that's
So Psalms 37 and 37, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace.
Right, and we seek peace, man. Okay, we seek peace, and Lord's will, we're going to keep pursuing peace, man. Lord's will, we are those men, okay, how Shimei Shai spoke about, okay, that's going on to overcome the ways, okay, the image, the mark, okay, of the beast, the so-called white man's, okay, lifestyle and his artificial intelligence. Okay?
Yep, Psalm 37 and 38. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together.
The transgressors, okay, those who work iniquity upon the best. Okay?
Yep. Start from the top, Psalm 37 and 38. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. And that's
wicked was a very good example of the end of the criminals. Okay, this is their end game right here, man, which is ICBM missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Okay, shot out from the east, okay, down here to the west, man. Nuclear holocaust. This is the end of this man's kingdom, this wicked man's kingdom. Okay, ICBM missiles. There's the ultimate, okay, device that's going to destroy, okay, the so-called white man Esau, even starting with the international peace, man.
But first, he has to push this. The chip, you know? He has to push this first, you know? The MOTB, you know? And once he does that, it's game over, you know? Yahweh Shai is going to crack the sky in the middle of World War III and destroy this man's kingdom, man.
I got a precept. This is Revelation 8 and 13. It says, and I beheld and heard an angel fly through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe. And that's just going into, the three destructions, the three grand destructions, which is the Third World War. Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. All right, so that's what we have. That's what we have to look forward to here in the near future, man. Going into the ICBM missiles. All right, the Esau, Edom, the wicked elites. That's their blessing. Okay, that's their blessing. Those nukes, those ICBM, those jets, those subs, all their equipment, man. You know, Jake, they love to flaunt, their nines, their little pistols or their AKs, whatever like that. But they have nothing against Esau's, the whole grand scheme of Esau's blessing. All right, so they're not gonna be able to fight against Esau in that day, man. Yeah, but going into the destruction, that's just
that's all good, bro.
So just going into the destruction, that's what the Revelation 8 and 13 is going into. All right.
Yeah, man, and a good example, like the brother brought out, speaking about how Jake has all kinds of little toys, man. Right, for the so-called white man Esau, man. Okay, that's nothing. Okay, Esau has different devices, man, like what? Laser beams on the left-hand side. Okay, supersonic weapons.
Tanks.
Okay,
super soldiers,
man.
Super dogs, robot
man.
dogs.
Boston Dynamics.
Yeah.
So he checks out there, man. You stand no chance against Esau's blessing, man. That's his blessing that Isaac gave him during the time of Genesis, the 27th chapter. Okay, and a good example is the movie, I think that's The Purge, the second, where Jake tries to get all kinds of weapons to fight Esau, Edom. Okay, but Esau, Edom, all he has to do is apply them drones, man. Okay, the infrared. Okay, and that's an easy job for Esau, man, to take down your Jake with his own blessing. All right.
So this is just to finish off Isaiah 10 and 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people. And who are his people? Right. The so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, right? And that's what they're doing as far as who they want to actually get jabbed up. You always hear Biden every week he'll say something about our people, right? And we are the poor, right? And so the widows that may be their prey, and that exactly we're prey because we're in the ghettos, the barrios, and the reservations, right? And they come down with all types of different unrighteous decrees, whether it's drugs in the neighborhood, whether it's GMO foods, whether it's there's pseudoscience, all these different wickedness, and then we become our prey because, again, and it says right here in the end, and that they may rob the fatherless because our people don't know who they are. They don't know who Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is, right? They don't know their true living power. Without our power, we are hopeless. You know, yeah, we can't beat Esau with his sword. We can't, be physical, right? We have to be spiritual, right?
Isaiah 41:13. For I, Yahweh, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee.
Fear not, I will help thee. Okay?
Fear not, thou worm Jacob.
Thy worm, and a worm is defenseless.
It's defenseless. It has no attack. It doesn't even have teeth. Okay, so it's one of the most defenseless organisms or beings or whatever on the face of the earth. You know, even the smallest ant, has more of a defense. They can bite. You know what I'm saying? We have nothing, which means we have to rely on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. We can't go up against Esau by ourselves, man. And that's why it says in is it Exodus 14:14, where
that you shall hold your peace. That one, right?
It says, I got it right here. It says, Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. He's going to fight for us in that day. That's why he's referring to us as a worm. I was just going
And if you notice, okay, the worm's biggest enemy is this what? Is a bird. But that main bird is what? An eagle. It's the eagle symbolic to who? Esau. Esau is that eagle, man. Okay, just look behind your dollar bill. Okay, on the right hand side, he's that eagle, man.
The eagle has been their mascot since the time of the Greeks. The Greek Empire.
Even the different tribes of Esau, like the Germans, Spaniards, okay, they would have what? The mascot, the eagle, man. Yeah. That's symbolic to Esau.
Yeah, because that is their pride. So Ezekiel 28:2, the Son of Man saying to the Prince of Tyrus, which is Esau, right?
The modern day Prince of Tyre is Esau, Edom. Okay?
Right. Thus said the Lord Yahushua, our God Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up.
Right, thine heart is lifted up. Okay, the word heart in the Hebrew is la'av, meaning his mind. His spirit is lifted up, okay, all the way to the heavens, man. Go ahead.
And thou hast said, I am God.
Right, I am God. Okay, I am power. Go ahead.
I sit in the seat of God.
Right.
In the midst of the seas.
Right, going into his NASA, okay, his Space Force. Okay, this little things is at an all-time high because he hasn't been defeated, man.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, he's like a kid that hasn't been punished. And he goes around and he keeps doing the same things, and we're waiting for Yahushua to come back with Archangel Michael to put vengeance on these on Esau, right, which is the so-called white man, right, for all his because he has no place of repentance, right. So, and not God, though that set thine heart as thy heart of God, right. Yeah, so his heart, which is his mind, his lahab,
right. He wants to act like the Heavenly Father. He wants to have the possession of the Heavenly Father, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Right? Okay, go ahead.
And then, keep going.
I want to back you up because you mentioned something about how nobody has brought down this devil. So he thinks that nobody's going to touch him. Right, so that's why he's able to commit more and more wickedness, man. Yep. So this is the Ecclesiastes 8:18. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of man is fully set and done to do evil, man. All right, and this devil is going to keep working overtime, okay, to execute evil, man. Okay, more GMO foods, more 3D foods, plastic foods. Okay, which that's prophecy going into the book of Ezekiel, the 4th chapter, how the Israelites in these last days are going to eat their food defiled amongst the Gentiles. And who are those Gentiles? Starts with Esau, Edom, okay, and the other nations, man. All right, there you go.
And that's why Bill Gates is buying up all those farms, those farmlands, and taking away the actual meat. And then they also, with those fires, taking out the farmlands up in Northern California. And so, and what's it, Dos Santos, I think, they with all the pesticides, right, killing all of our foods to bring in their own GMO foods, which have no nutrients. You know, going back to what is that in the Apocrypha where it's talking about all medicines were created. You know, all the how Hashem Shai created all the medicines on the earth.
We're trying to monitor all the food supply. You know, monitor the food supply so they can keep the good or nutritious, you know, the quote unquote nutritious food for themselves, and give everybody else this fake food, man, this plastic food.
Oh yeah, so this is Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that was the blessing that was given unto Esau Edom by Isaac, you know, which wasn't an actual blessing. It was actually a snare, because the scripture said, "He that liveth by the sword shall be killed with the sword." You know.
So Esau Edom got set up, man. Set up for his own destruction, his own misery. Okay, he's thinking that his enterprise, like what examples of enterprises are Amazon, okay, Yahoo, Google, okay, Walmart. He thinks he's going to prosper, man, in his ways, but ultimately Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to cast him down, okay, through his land. All right.
Since I quoted, I'm just going to get it. Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And key word in that scripture is patience, man. You know, the scriptures also say, woe unto them that have lost patience. You know, we have to be patient, you know, because we're coming into a time that can't be rivaled with any other time in history, man. You know, that's why it's called Jacob's trouble, man. You know?
Yeah, patience also goes into long suffering, and that's what we're doing. We're long suffering for Yahushua to come back, and you know, and to have order in this place, because it's the wicked. And in the back of you, brother, Genesis 27 and 40, and by the sword that thou shalt live, and thou shalt serve thy brother, and shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, and thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck, right? And that's going into you know, Esau having the sword and what he's actually doing. That's how we know who Esau is, because no matter where he is, there's always division, there's always destruction, there's always war, right? There's always what, man on man, woman on woman, all these, wherever that you go, right?
And to back you up, bro, like sword is used to what? To divide, man. Yeah, that's what Esau using that his blessing to divide. Okay, the goats from the sheep.
How we using our sword? Our sword is this right here. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing his sword on the left hand side. We're bringing our sword on the right hand side. Hebrews 4 and 12.
Yep. Precept to back you up. 2 Maccabees 15 and 16. Take this holy sword, a gift from Yahweh, with the which thou shalt wound the adversaries. And this is an actual real sword that was given unto Judas, you know. But in these last days, we're given this sword. Right. You know, the scriptures. Right. You know, Hebrews 4. Can you get Hebrews 4 and 12, Mother Bishop? Because this is the sword that we're using to wound the adversary, Esau Edom. You know, and how is he being wounded? He's being cut to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th peak meat, man.
He cannot be healed. All right, this devil will not be healed, okay, after this slice and dice, so to speak, man.
Yep.
This is Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12. I'll start at 11. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. Verse 12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful. Now, what's the word of Yahweh? It's Yahushai. Read John 1:1. It says, and sharper than any two-edged sword. So the word of Yahweh, which is Yahushai, is sharper, okay, than an actual physical sword, man. Okay? It says, even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart, man. So this sword on the right-hand side is going to decipher, okay, the minds of everybody, man. Okay, us brothers, prophets, you know, those who we are, those men. Okay, the law prophets, okay, on a woman, okay, 2/3, 1/3. Okay, this truth is going to reveal everybody's heart, man. Everybody's intent. All right, okay,
I appreciate that. This is Acts 7:54. It says, when they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gnashed on him with their teeth. All right, once again, follow on the brothers, man. They're cut to the core, man. Their hearts hurt, man. All right.
And that was, I believe that was the account where Stephen was getting on him, man.
Yep.
You know, and then what they do? They stoned Stephen,
They
man.
stoned him to death. Yeah.
They stoned him, man. You know?
And so to back up you, I got a precept, Jeremiah 5:14, and how our words are piercing it, right? So Jeremiah 5:14, wherefore thus said the Lord Yahweh, God of hosts, because ye speak these words, behold, I will make my words thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them.
Yep.
And that's what is being what's happening. He's getting the son of perdition is getting exposed through these words. The people on the highways and the byways, all the videos that are coming up. When they take down a video, that's a blessing, because we know that we're putting in that work, right? And so all these things, and we know that we're getting under his skin, right? So
Precept to back on up that he was bringing out, because Stephen was stoned. Luke 13:34. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, which killest the prophets and stonest them that are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together as a hen doth gather her brood under her wings, and ye would not.
Right, and Jerusalem is a people before its place, man. But also going into the account that the brother read, Luke 13:13, man. Okay, that's gonna happen all over again, but at an all-time high, man. Our old people are gonna want to stone us, man. Why? Because we're bringing forth this fire, like the brother brought out in Jeremiah, what was for the 5th chapter, the 15th verse. We're bringing forth this fire, okay? And this fire is making, okay, 2/3 of our people, like, onto what, man? Okay, soft. Okay, go ahead.
Hebrews 12:29, for our power is a consuming fire.
All right, our power is a consuming fire, man.
And our power is speaking through the prophets. Okay, so if he's speaking through the prophets and his word is getting out, man, we're burning them. We're burning them like wood. All right, they're burning into turning into ash, man. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Yep.
Okay.
Jeremiah 23:29. Is not my word like as a fire, said the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. And this word is breaking Esau, Edom to pieces, man. You know, shutting down his kingdom, video upon video, lesson upon lesson, live stream upon live stream, man.
I want to back you up into thinking about the prophets. This is 2 Chronicles 20:20. And they rose early in the morning and went forth into the desert of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Yehoshaphat stood and said, hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua your power, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets, so shall ye prosper, man. So the prophets are the mouthpiece of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Therefore, you have to obey the words of the prophets, man. Okay, we are those messengers, we are those ambassadors, okay, spreading forth, okay, the fire on the right-hand side in order for Jake to get saved, man. All right?
Amos 3:6. So we see the things that are going on in the world, right? And Moody revealed that too, right? So shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid?
Right, and we are that trumpet, man. And it's being blown in the city, okay?
Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord Yahweh hath not done it?
Shall there be evil in the city and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has not done it, man? Like what? Lightning strikes, earthquakes in diverse places, fires. Okay, especially here in California, man. Okay, California is being plagued by fires, man. Earthquakes. Okay, okay, bro.
Surely the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will do nothing,
Right.
but he
Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will do nothing, man. Before Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua makes the move, what is he going to do, bro?
But he will reveal, But he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
And what are those secrets, man? The law and the testimony, man. The prophecy. Okay, we were given the secrets, okay, the true wisdom. Okay, and these last days, the blueprint, man. And we have unlocked it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, and to take down this devil, man. To take down, okay, Esau Edom. All right, go ahead.
The lion hath roared.
Who's that lion? That's Yahweh Shai. Okay, the lion of the tribe of Judah. Go ahead.
Who will not fear.
Who will not fear? Okay, you're supposed to fear. You're supposed to tremble. Go ahead.
The Lord Yahweh Shai, our God, hath
Yahweh Shai, go ahead.
Has spoken.
Has spoken through who? Through his prophets. Go ahead.
Who can but prophesy?
Who can but prophesy, man? Okay.
He literally gave us that this is a privilege. You know what I'm saying? This is our blessing. You know what I'm saying? He gave us the authority to come out here and prophesy. You know, to chant down these kingdoms. You know, as we did aforetime, we're the same men are back out here today. You know, we're falling into our lot. You know, this is what we were designed. This is what we were created to do. You know what I'm saying?
It's in our DNA, man. Okay, even King David in the book of Psalms said what? I believe, therefore I have spoken. Okay, it's in our DNA to speak the words of prophecy, man. And through speaking the words of prophecy, okay, this kingdom known as Babylon the Great is going to fall, man, very, very rapidly. And we see that, okay, happening at an all-time high. Okay, so we got Jag all bugged out. We got Moab all bugged out. Amen all bugged out, man.
Not knowing who they are either.
Not knowing who they are, man.
Nope.
Not knowing their true nationality. All right.
Yep. Ecclesiastes 36 and 14. Fill Zion with thine unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory.
Right. Oracles means speeches. All right. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 36 and 15. Give testimony unto those thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name.
Right. Raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Okay, not just any prophet, because we also have false prophets, man. Okay, how about Shai is raising up faithful prophets. Okay, diligent prophets, man. A prophet prophesies. He speaks before an actual major event takes place here on earth, especially here in America. Go ahead.
Yep. So I'm going to read it again. Ecclesiastes 36 and 15. Give testimony unto those thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful.
Right, straight to the point. Let thy prophets be found faithful, man. And that's our goal in these last days, to be faithful unto the end, man. Okay, be diligent, go to the highways and hedges, and bring forth, okay, current news events, okay, current articles, okay, linking them back to the scriptures.
I got a precept to back you up. So Hosea 6 and 5. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets, I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. And Esau Edom is being hewed by the prophets, man. You know, Joe Biden, the wicked elite, you know, the Council of Foreign Relations, you know, the Bilderberg Group, you know, the World Health Organization, the CDC, all of them are being hewed by the prophets, man. That's why they want to take this message off the internet, man. You know, because this message is actually exposing all their plans. You know, because there are certain men on this earth who have the spirit of prophecy. You know, can you get Revelation 19 and 10?
I'm already on.
Oh yeah.
Can I bring out a precept real quick? Deuteronomy 5 and 9. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them.
Woo!
So yeah, that's the you know, going back to 7,000 men shall not bow down to Baal, right? 7,000 means completion, right? Yeah.
And who's the them? The them, okay, that starts with Esau's high priest, man, going into his witches and his warlocks.
Yep.
Okay.
Bow down to that right there.
When they push this, a complete number of men are not going to bow down, man.
Right.
You know, you're going to have a complete number of followers who are not going to bow down.
Right.
You know, Adon Rathasah, we're of that fold, man. And the major test is coming soon, man.
Right, the hour of vacation in Revelation. What is it, the third chapter, bro?
I get that too.
We're coming into those times. All right.
So Deuteronomy 5 and 9, like in the middle. Now serve them, for I am the Lord Yahweh thy God, and my jealous God.
Right, Yahweh Shai is a jealous God, man. Okay? And we are like unto his woman, so Esau Edom trying to take away, okay, the wife of Yahweh Shai, and that's also adultery, man. Okay, and that's a jealousy of a man. So how about Shmuel Shai is very jealous, man. Okay, he's going to hey, bring vengeance, bring destruction to the devil's return, get the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man, from their blessing.
The apple of his eye.
Got a precept to back you up. So, yep. Psalms 73 and 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully.
Right, go into that word lawfully. And that's how Esau speaks, man. Wickedly, like a criminal. Okay, with a forked tongue, with a double tongue. Okay, which that's another example of a weapon. Esau's tongue, that's a weapon in itself, man. All right, you got something, bro?
Yeah, but I'm gonna
Okay, so that word lofty, the definition of it, elevated in character and spirit, elevated in status, superior, the less lofty customers of, okay, so.
Right, going into Esau's white supremacy, man.
Yep.
We spoke about that
Shalom,
like,
shalom,
like 2
y'all
minutes ago,
about Shmuel
going into
Shai
how Esau Edom, he wants to be like that eagle,
Yeah, that
of
eagle.
being all proud.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
So also having a haughty, overbearing manner.
How do you look, man? Going
Yep.
back into the book of Proverbs, how about Shmuel Shai hates these 6
Proverbs,
things.
yep.
The 7th is an abomination unto him. And one of them is a haughty look, man. Okay, proud. Okay, thinking that he will never get touched, man.
It says right here, rising to a great height.
There you
And what
go.
is he trying to do? He's trying to go to space, right?
Back to his awesome, man.
Yep,
run away
going back
from
to that
his
ego.
punishment,
Yeah.
From his judgment.
So I got a couple
Right there.
precepts. So Proverbs 4 and 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Right.
And Esau Edom, man, that's that devil, man. You know, going to and fro throughout the whole earth, seeing who he may devour, man. You know,
That's love, yeah.
you know.
And again, this devil doesn't take no breaks, man. Okay, we go into the same topic, all right. Esau Edom's working overtime until he gets his blessing, okay, which Yahweh Shmuel Shai is going to destroy, okay, his blessing very, very soon. All right, that's it, bro.
Yeah.
Got it?
I'll get the next precept. So Proverbs 4 and 17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. And that's Esau Edom's nature, man. You know, he eats the bread of wickedness, the philosophy of wickedness, and he drinks the wine of violence. Because his blessing was the sword, man. You know? And what has he done? He's taken peace from the earth. You know? Conquering continent by continent, you know, with lies as well, and taking the resources from those lands, renaming the people, you know, renaming peoples and lands, and just being a nigger, man. You know, Esau is the original nigger, man. You know, the American nigger is actually an invention of Esau Edom, man. You know, because every single facet of what these people who like to, you know, copy after gangsterism, so on and so forth. That's all Esau Edom, man. You know, when they were robbing the stagecoaches in the 1800s, what they wear bandanas over their face, man. You know,
Esau's the true gangster, man.
Yeah, so-
you want to speak about a gangster? Hey, Esau is the true, okay, criminal, man.
Ezekiel 35, speaking about blood, Ezekiel 35 and 6, therefore as I live, said the Lord Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shmuel Shai, I will prepare thee into blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
And Esau loves blood, man. Okay, daily. He even drinks blood.
Yeah,
Okay.
baby's blood. Look at what Esau,
that's
man.
what Amalek goes back to. You know,
Blood drinkers.
blood
man.
drinkers, man. You know, and what do they do on the my bad. What do they do on the left hand side at these rituals, man? They drink blood, man. You know, and they spear cooking. You know,
Cooking.
and who do you have attending these parties?
At Jonathan, bro.
You know, Jay-Z,
the Wicked Elite.
You know, the Boulay, man.
Nicki
All the
Minaj,
sellout niggas, man.
J-Lo, Northern Kingdom. Okay.
I got a precept. This is Sirach 12 and 16. It says, for enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagines how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but he will find opportunity. says, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
All right. If this devil has found the perfect opportunity, man, okay, to go after you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Okay, since when? Since December 31, during the time of the Hocus Pocus, man, that was that great opportunity for this devil to come down with great wrath, man. Okay, via gradualism.
You know, at first it started off real soft, right? You know, hey, you know, it was on the commercials. You know, hey, everybody go get the jab. You're gonna protect others. Now, and they started putting it in music videos. Okay,
Prescribed it.
Yeah, and now it's getting to the point where it's like, all right, Jake ain't taking it. No, like they ain't gonna take it. So we're like, hey, we gonna put push on the gas a little harder, man. All right.
You got the military on the streets in Australia, man. You know, and that's coming to Babylon pretty soon, man. You know,
why you think they took all those troops from Afghanistan and all those other places and brought them back home? Why else would they do that unless they knew that they were preparing for something domestically?
Something major, man. Okay, probably for that. And that's so you know, Esau is the biggest hypocrite, man, because you know in high school you learn that it's not okay to peer pressure someone. Okay, but now this devil's peer pressuring everybody, man. Okay, go ahead.
I got Proverbs 15 and 25 and 26. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will destroy the house of the proud, Esau Edom.
The lofty, the haughty.
Yep. But he will establish the border of the widow. And that's the elect, you know, the remnant, man. You know, the thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, but the words of the pure are pleasant words. And it says, let's read again, the thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. You know, just the thought of this nigga Esau Edom, you know, thinking,
right.
Yeah.
And Esau Edom, okay, he's submerged in wickedness, man. Okay, you see that all along Babylon the Great. Okay, his the zodiac signs, Baphomet, okay, his LGBT, man. Okay, his different philosophies, his Scientology, the study of this, the study of that, man. Okay, that's all Esau's witchcraft, man. It's confusion.
It's all to steer us away from our true power. They do everything just against us, intentionally.
The scripture said they're wiser than Daniel. And what are they wiser than Daniel in? In wickedness, man. You know?
Everything that they do, from the food that they push all the pork, you know, the shellfish and all this other stuff. You know, where you see most of the jake, that's what they eat. You know what I'm saying?
They made a delicacy.
They say. But
something that was, or something that's unclean in the scriptures, Esau Edom has turned that into a delicacy, man, a very expensive delicacy, man.
So I got Akim on the comment board lighting it up. I'm gonna get a couple of these presets. Shalom, Gashan, Shalom, Occupy till I come. So this is I'm gonna get Job 20 and 19. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not.
Right. And Esau Edom didn't build this kingdom, man. He stole the resources. He stole our heritage, man.
We did. We built this place.
We built this place.
Yep.
Okay, you see that, okay, in construction. Okay, a different landscape.
We built this city.
Yep.
You know? You know?
the blood.
Blood, sweat, and tears, man, of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man and woman and children, man.
Yep. So Job 20 and 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. Yep. Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly.
When he's about to fill his belly, meaning his resources, everything that he has, you know, Amazon and Google, go ahead.
Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
Right, so once this devil is going to fulfill his so-called evil order, what's going to happen, bro?
Yep. Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
The fury of his wrath upon him, which is who? The prophets, go ahead.
And it shall rain, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Rain upon him while he is eating, man. So this devil at this very moment, he's eating, okay, his delicacies, right? Okay, his unclean foods. But ultimately, okay, when this devil gets caught slipping, what's gonna happen? How about Shao tries to go and visit him, okay, with ICP and missiles, man. Okay?
I got three, bro. So this is just going back into how the brother was going into, you know, we built this place, you know, from bottom, from nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is block here. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 12. It says, woe, destruction, what the brother just brought out with the sign. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity.
All right, and this place was established by iniquity, man. Okay, slavery. Okay, Jake getting gunned down. Okay, Jake not getting paid at the right time because according to the law, you're supposed to get paid. Okay, at the end of the day, man. But you get paid what? Every 2 weeks, every 15 days, every month.
First
okay?
fire, last hire.
I got a couple precepts that backs them up on that point. So this is the first one. Nahum 3 and 1. Woe, which means destruction, to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. And that bloody city is Babylon the Great, you know, which is set to get a great judgment, man. You know? And that judgment, again, the nukes, baby. We're gonna break out this sign as many times as possible today. You know? This is America's future, man. You know?
Ground zero.
And we're not gonna press the button, but we're gonna talk about it. You know, we know who's gonna press the button. It's Russia, Iran, China, all the nations that are gonna hate the whore, man. You know? All America's partners, man. You know? All their allies. You know? Great Britain, so on and so forth, man. You know?
And your Harashai spirit is going to be in those missiles, right?
And
so make sure they hit.
And you can't forget about Rocket Man. You know? Kim Jong-un, he gonna get some too, man. You know?
He's gonna get a piece of that pie too, man. And he can't wait. All right.
I got a precept just on that.
Hold on, can I get this first real quick so we don't get up, so stay on topic, and then we go into whatever. This is Sirach 21, 8 and 9. He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathered himself stones for the tomb of his burial. And all those riches you stole while building this place, you're gonna have to give that shit back, man. You know? There's sunken ships in the Gulf of Mexico, you know, that have tons of gold. You know, from you trying to basically take all that gold back to the Spaniards, man. You know, and whoever else was in on it. You know, you got to give all that back, man. So this is Sirach 21 and 9. The congregation of the wicked is like tow wrapped together, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. Going back into the sun.
The ICP and missiles, man. That's the end game of this devil, this deceiver.
Leave that up while I read this real quick. Revelations 18 and 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. All right? This is that judgment. This is Babylon's judgment right here. That was it. Pretty much the whole 18th chapter goes into the destruction. All right, but that was the key point that I wanted to hit on right there. You know, all in 1 hour. And didn't it say what's the archers? The archers, I would say, would not lead their.
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, man. So how is a literal arrow going to be shot from the east, you know, from Spain or Switzerland, Iran, all the way here to the west, man? Okay, that's pretty much physically impossible, man. Those arrows that Ezra saw in the vision that Uriel gave him are the ICP missiles, man. Okay, the point and arrow, the shilohs, okay, and the nuclear weapons, man. Okay.
I got, hold on, real quick. I know you about to try to. Yeah, it's on fire, man. It's,
It's on fire.
Isaiah 9:5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. So in the ancient days, man, the confused noise is when you hear the clinks and the clanks of the swords going to it, you know, battling. But it says, and garment rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
And what's that word fuel doing in the Old Testament?
They didn't have that.
They didn't have fuel back then, you know? That's Isaiah, right? Isaiah was prophesying, man.
Oh, yeah.
Read that again.
Read it again.
Isaiah was in the spirit. Isaiah was in the spirit, man.
Isaiah 9:5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
Right, and when there's confused noise, man, people tremble, people are panicking, they have anxiety.
People falling over each other in that day. It says, and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Fire, man.
So going into the definition of fuel, right? Material such as coal, gas, or oil that is burned to produce heat or power. So if anybody's ever been around a bonfire, had a little bit of, you know, something get burned or whatever by a pot, you know that it's horrible, right? Your skin deteriorates, and that's what's going to happen to this place,
And
right?
even when you flip a hot tortilla, man, you touch the Spanish we call it the comal. Okay, you get all like, oh damn, man, it's super hot, man. Now imagine ICBM, okay, weapon landing on you, man.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So a power source, a heat source.
Heat source, man.
Yep. And that power source that's going to be fueling those missiles, you know, back to the sign, is going to be Yahushai's spirit for the vengeance that he had to endure. You know, from the people,
of the Romans.
Yeah, the time of the Romans when he got persecuted, and all he was doing was what? Healing people and passing on the word to other Israelites, right? And telling them about their customs.
Their customs, man.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to the next
Yeah, the
article.
next article.
So it's an article from Yahoo News. The Facebook post that could cost you $11,000 a fine. So again, these are the unrighteous decrees because they don't want to they don't want the truth to come out, right? So
$11,000.
11. I was gonna read it again.
Yeah.
I ain't got that right now. You can go ahead and.
Yeah. I'm through too.
Yeah. So imagine every video that you put out speaking about what they're doing. So that's 11,000. So each day, or 4 or 5 videos.
Hey man, $11,000, man. That's money that Jake, the majority of our people, Jake will never see, man. Okay.
So there are calls for harsher penalties to combat the spread of misinformation online. And this is what they call it, misinformation, but we know it's actually the truth.
And that's in Australia, right? That's in Australia, right?
Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney,
Yeah.
Australia. You know? And that's the place where they have the military on the street right now. In Sydney and in Brisbane, you know? And what are they doing? You know, they're literally taking over the streets, man. Military checkpoints, you know? And then I believe Iran's, one of their leaders said that they need to do the same thing, you know? So you have to watch and see what's going on in Iran. And then the other day, the head of Burma, the military leader who actually took over the country, declared himself as the prime minister, you know? So we have to watch, as far as on a worldwide scale, the militarizing of the streets, you know, which is going to come pretty soon, country to country to country to country, and to Babylon the Great, you know. Yahweh Shemi Shai saving the best for last. And what do you have in Colombia 2.5 months ago? Yeah, tanks in the street, man. And that's the last we heard of what was going on in Colombia, man. You know, and they had reports of them flipping the internet, you know.
Yeah, taking down the internet.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going down there.
What do you have in Cuba right now? All out anarchy, man. And the military is going door to door, snatching young brothers out of their homes and recruiting them for the New World Order, man. You know?
And they also have inflation down there. I think there was a girl down there, and she was saying like rice was like $300 or something, for a little bit of food. So that's going back to the famine of the word, right?
And even going into like different resources like Pampers for the babies, man. And that's also super expensive now during the rules and now during Cuba, man.
Yeah.
All right.
So $11,000 fines posting on social media amid reports of second anti-protest rally being planned, and that's what's going on, right? Wars and rumors of wars, the division of uproars of the people, right? And that's what's going on. They're protesting down there. As jab case numbers continue to surge in NSW, the state opposition wants tougher targeted public health orders to crack down on anti-lockdown rally organizers, viral social media, right? So again, these are the unrighteous decrees that we basically started off, with that they're trying to do in these other places.
And who was the first one to implement those type of draconian measures? It was Canada. They said online hate speech. They want like 64 G's or something like that. Yeah. 64 G's. Man, I ain't got that. And it's like per count. Just like you go through everybody, you can go through a brother's account. You got 100 and some videos.
5,000 charges.
That's $6 million right there.
All right, so
100 and some counts of hate speech.
Right there, man.
And these people are starting to speak more and more like a dragon, man. That's how you know the scriptures are real. Because who's in the earth doing that right now, man? Esau, Edom. It's not Ishmael on TV telling you, you're spreading misinformation. In some, British, New Zealand accent, Australian accent. It's Esau, Edom doing it, man.
Hey, and that's how you know Ishmael.
And Esau, Edom is a so-called white man, man.
Ishmael, man. Hey, Ishmael's too busy, man. The liquor stores, selling J Glove, spirits, man. Cigarettes, man.
Selling you expired chips, swishers that won't break down properly.
For double the price.
For double the price.
Yep.
And you camel jockeys are going into slavery too, man.
You part two of the transatlantic slave trade.
Going back to that crafty council.
Yeah.
Right. And wherever these heathen nations, whenever they come over to Babylon, which is America, which is this whore, they're always making money off Jake, right? What do? They put these liquor stores on every single corner.
Well,
right?
Esau Edom gives these people business grants.
Yep.
Gives
they give them money.
Give them government grants to open up businesses in our neighborhood and sell us poison, man.
And the Chinese, which is the Moabites, what do? They put the GMO foods in our neighborhoods. The Chinese place on every
selling
corner.
Selling cat, rat, dog.
Yep. You don't know
what's in, you don't know what's in the yaki, man.
Yeah.
And you backbiters got hell to pay too, man. And that's crazy though, because it started off with the backbiters, right? And then all of a sudden it went to let's protect the old people, and all of a sudden the face is Jake. That shows you who's your enemy, man, because who switched up that whole narrative in no more than 6 weeks?
Ishmael.
It wasn't the towelheads doing that, man. And it wasn't Us, the Samoans, the Japhetic people. The Pacific Islanders, it wasn't them, man. It's Esau doing it, man. The wicked, man.
Ezekiel 35:5, and this is why they do this, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. And that's going back to Genesis 27 when Jacob supplanted Esau, right?
Even before that, man, that's in spirit. Cain and Abel, Abel being symbolic to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Cain being symbolic to Esau, Edom. Now the word or the name Cain is the old nomen, which means a weapon. Whatever.
That was what Esau, Edom was given. He was given a sword,
And has shed the blood, and we know he loves blood, right? Ezekiel, so has shed the blood of the children of Israel, that's the so-called Negroes, so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos, right? Which are actually the Hebrew Israelites, right? And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is our power, right? And without our power, we are like Esau and like these other heathen nations, right?
Ignorant, being in darkness.
Yep, and we've been brought to a low state, going back to Psalms 23, brought to this low valley, which is Babylon, but also other places, because they have brought their sword everywhere. They have the fatness of the earth.
Got a piece of to back you up. So this is Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, my power commanded me that ye should do in the land whither ye go to possess it. Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
And that's the Hebrew Israelites. Those are your Negroes, your Latinos, and your Native Americans out there, right? That's who we were.
It says,
right?
this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. You know, that's how, you know, basically everything is set in order, you know, in the form of the law, statutes, and commandments, man.
Yeah.
You know, the law, statutes, and commandments give you order, man. You know?
And without order, man, without this truth, there's what? There's chaos. Okay? And that's why 2/3 of our people, man, they're in great chaos, you know, youth, having to wear a mask everywhere they go. Okay, they have no guidance, because our true guidance is just truth, man. It's wisdom and understanding.
They taking Esau's word for everything. Everything for face value. You know, they're putting their trust in an enemy. All right, it says the scriptures clearly say not to do so.
How about you now, Shai also said in the book of Exodus, follow not a multitude to do evil, man. Okay, and that multitude is that crowd. Okay, and what's that saying in the world? Birds will flock.
Birds will flock together.
Flock together, man. And that's our people, man. Following the ways, the image of Esau, Edom, therefore is going to be like unto Esau, Edom, man.
Well, blind leading the blind.
And they're both going to find to the death, man.
And this is that lake of burning, that burning fire, man. You know, that ultimate destruction.
Jeremiah 17:5. Yeah, I was going to bring out real quick. Jeremiah 17 and 5. And this is speaking about you know, trusting in Esau and his wicked devices, right? Thus said, Jeremiah 17 and 5, thus said the Lord Yahweh, cursed be that man that trusts in man, trusting in Esau and his heathen customs, right? Man that trusts in man and maketh his flesh his arm, whose heart depart from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right?
And whose heart depart from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Your heart is your mind. So your mind is departed from Yahweh Shem Yahushai when you trust in Esau, Edom, man. You know? And the people who trust in Esau, Edom, they're being led to their destruction, man. You know?
Alright, so wanna go to the next article?
Yeah, let's go rapid speed with those articles before we go. Okay. And then we'll just go wherever the spirit takes us after the articles.
So this is on RT News. Unknown assailant threatens to detonate grenade in Ukrainian cabinet building as security officers plead with him to stand down. And again, this is these you know, these people, these uproars of the people because of what's going on, right? So a dramatic standoff unfolded on Wednesday outside the Ukrainian government building in the capital when a man wielding that appeared to be a grenade threatened staff before later being detained by security services.
I seen that video. Dude was sitting there. He's talking like Russian. Hey, what's up? He's got the grenade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's got the grenade right there, and he's cussing him out, man. He's going in, and there's people walking in and out like they don't see this nigga with the grenade sitting right there at the door. You know, I'd have been out, man. Cool. And then he walks back in the building, and he's like talking to the people in the building. You know what I'm saying, with the grenade. I'm like, damn. But that's they should not regard their kings as princes. You know, you know.
And even going to say rag, I think that's 43, where Yahweh has created spirits for vengeance. And that's a great example of a spirit created for vengeance. And you're gonna start seeing a lot of that happening here in Babylon the Great. You know, you got troops running with grenades, okay, bombing different houses, man, different cities, okay.
So we got a precept. So Matthew 24:6, and thou shalt see, and you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So again, there's going to be war amongst the people. That's why they're bringing our soldiers over here and taking them out of. There's going to be a domestic war, right, on this land, because Babylon hasn't had war here, right, which is this war. And so again, when you read that with the guy Ukrainian, he's taking his things into his own hands because of because of these governments, these mountains, right, that are doing wickedness. So 24:7, for a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, which we were already talking about in Colombia, right? And the nations are rising against nation. You keep hearing Biden speaking about Russia, right? And then Russia or China, which is the Moabites, speaking about America, which is this whore, right? And so everyone wants to be next. You know, they think that they're going to be next, right? But we know it's going to be Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh Shai. And shall be famines and pestilence. And as we see, what is the pestilence? The jab, right? These earthquakes. You see the fires in Turkey, the fires up north, right? And diverse places. And all these are the beginning of sorrows. And we brought that. The brother brought that out earlier. The sorrows.
Previous things that are manifest here, man.
Yeah, exactly. The wickedness, even more than
Babylon is like you look at it as like a teenager, man. Think of all the other nations or countries in the rest of the world, right? They've experienced wars and things on their territory. Now Babylon hasn't, right? Not once, right? So it's like you could imagine a teenager, right? They're proud. They think they know everything, right? But they haven't been smacked in the face one good time, and that's soon to come, man.
That's why the scriptures refer to Babylon a lot of the times as the virgin daughter of Babylon, because Babylon hasn't been broken in the form of war on this land. You know, I mean, as far as they had the Civil War, you know, the Spanish-American War, but that wasn't really giving Esau a run for their money like that. You know, the French-American War, I believe. You know. But that wasn't really, those are like short skirmishes, you know what I'm saying?
And not like they do in their nation, other people's nations. Yeah.
It wasn't like World War II or World War I was fought on American soil, you know what I'm saying?
2nd Ezra 8:50 says, for many great miseries shall be done to them, that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Right, and prior to going for discussion, man, that's why Yahweh Shai is ready to bring down the hammer, man. Going, bro?
Keep going?
Yeah.
Con, it says, verse 51, but understanding thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom.
And that's the kingdom ultimately, man. And that's what we're seeking for. We're seeking for a kingdom to come. Okay, we're not seeking to stay in this place, man. Okay, stay in the image of the beast. Okay, we're here to do the work
and get out.
And get out, man.
Get in and get out.
Get in and get out. Okay, we were sent with commandments. Okay, to execute, man. We must execute these precepts. Okay, in order for us to go back home, man.
All right, since I'm right here in Sirach, I'm gonna just get it. Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And we want to live to see the fall of our enemy, man. You know, because growing up in Babylon the Great and not knowing what this place was, now you realize what this place is and who's running it. Esau, Edom, who has a sore judgment coming for him. You want to see the fall of this place, man, because after this place falls, the kingdom comes, man. You know, and we don't want to be reborn in the kingdom, man. We want to be those immortals, man.
This is Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of man. You know, we're supposed to fall in line with what he called for us to do, you know, by keeping the commandments, but ultimately it's to do the work, man. and the work, starting from the first commandment to the last. You know, it's over 613 different commandments. You know, we keep them to the best of our abilities. You know what I'm saying? But as you know, as the men on the highways and byways and prophets, all right, our job is to push this truth. You know, we're doing our bid, we're doing our job. This is how our reward, our payment for this is the kingdom.
I got a precept to back you up on that. So I'm gonna get Ecclesiastes 8:4 and 8:5. Where the word of a king is, there is power, and who may say unto him, what doest thou? And the words that are in this book are the words of the King of Kings, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you know? And there's power, you know, in these scriptures right here. The victory is contained in these scriptures, you know, as well as our nationality, which isn't black, Latino, or Native American, man. Those are all made up nicknames that were given to you by the white man, man. The devil, man. So Ecclesiastes 8:5. Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. And we're coming into the time where where discernment is key, you know? The scriptures say, also in the book of Proverbs, just get it. Yeah, you want to get it?
I don't have it.
I'm right here. So I'm gonna get Proverbs 2 and 9. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity, yea, every good path. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things. And that wicked man is Esau Edom, you know, and discretion shall preserve thee. You know, wisdom shall preserve thee as well. When it enters into thine heart, into your la'ab, your mind.
Bring out a precept. So Matthew 24 and 12. As we see the things in the world that are happening, all the wickedness, we know that this place is at the end. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And when you see a guy holding the grenade, it's waxing cold. We see the mandates on people's jobs. You know what I mean? As far as you can't go to the movies, you can't go to the museum, you can't even go to a restaurant without.
In New York, they have the next. I think it's one of the next articles that goes into that. They have to dine indoors or to go to any type of event, so on and so forth. You got to have the steak. You got to have the steak juice, man. You know, and eventually that's going to come down to the bodegas and the delis. Pretty soon, they're hitting people with the soft serve ice cream right now. You know, pretty soon, Esau Edom's going to step it on up, man.
Yes,
he's presenting it like you have a choice, you know, but there's actually no choice in this thing. You know, it's either you're going to bow or you're not going to bow. And those who aren't gonna bow, you're gonna be persecuted, man.
Because also De Blasio was saying, if you want to enjoy this beautiful city, then you're gonna have to, bow down, basically. You know,
you gotta get the steak juice.
Yeah, and that's again waxing cold, iniquity, sin upon sin, right? So Matthew 24 and 13. But it shall endure unto the end; the same shall be saved, and that's the hopeful elect. You know, it shall be saved, right?
It says he that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, right?
Yep.
You got to endure, you know?
Long suffering, patience, right?
Now you have to ask yourself, okay, he that shall endure unto the end shall be saved, but saved from what? Okay, because you have a lot of Israelites who say, hey, you got to repent so you can get saved. Okay, but from what, man? Okay, repent, from what? Okay, you got to get saved from what?
Sword.
Go to Luke 1 and 68, man. Okay, that's your answer, man. Okay, which is what? From your enemies, be saved from your enemies and from those that hate us, man. And who hates the prophets? Okay, starting with our people. Okay, 2/3 Esau. Okay, Moab and the rest of the nations, man. Amen. Ishmael. Luke 1 and 69.
Before we get those spiritual powers, man, you know, when that flood comes in, we got that standard is lifted up for us, man. we're going to be, before that happens, we have to endure. We have to suffer. We have to go through something.
I got a piece of to back you up. So this is James 5:10. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. You know, through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom, man. We're gonna have to suffer afflictions, man. That's including, you know, disconnecting from the grid, man. You know, because it says in the book of 2nd Ezra 16:40, it says, make ready unto thy battle, and even in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. I'm gonna just get it instead of quoting it. 2nd Ezra 16:40. 2nd Ezra 16:40 coming up. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Now it says, hear my word, make you ready to the battle. What battle? The battle of suffering afflictions, man.
Spiritual battle, not a carnal battle, man. Okay, not taking your firearms on the left-hand side, man. Okay, speaking about that spiritual battle, okay, which is this truth, man. Okay, getting ready to fight the hour of temptation when, okay, this devil comes down onto you, man. Okay, and he's going to ask you, okay, to bow down to his system. Okay, it's his artificial intelligence, man.
And they're starting to speak more and more like a dragon. You know, that serpent, that old serpent, is starting to speak like the dragon now, man.
Who he really is. Yeah.
You know, Esau has no choice but to be Esau now, man. You know?
So again, Luke 1:69, going back to, you know, why you repent, right? And who you repent to. Luke 1:69, and hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of the servant David. Right? So a horn goes back to that power, and the salvation is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and David is on the right side, right? Raising up the house of David, going back to Amos 9:12, right? Being sifted, and you know.
Verse 71.
Okay, so Luke 1:70, as he spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we shall be saved from our enemies.
Be saved. Okay, from who? From our enemies.
Yep.
Now, examples of the enemies of the Israelites, go to Psalms 83. Okay, Edom, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon. That's how you identify, okay, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American men, women, and children's, okay, enemies.
And it named Edom first. Since the tabernacles of Edom is the top of the list. And it's doubled back and mentioned Amalek too, man. You know, who's also of the tabernacle of Edom. But it mentioned Amalek specifically because that's the synagogue of Satan, man. You know, those are the people who say they're Jews, but they are not, you know?
So Luke in 71 in the middle, and from the hand of all that hate us, and going back to Psalms 83, that crafty counsel, those are the ones that hate us, that have drinking that Babylonian juice, right? That have eaten off the backs of our blood, sweat, and tears, right?
That's it.
Okay, let me finish out Matthews 24:14, and the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, and that's what we're doing on the highways and the byways. That's what the internet is. You know, YouTube, these different social media sites, the word is being spread around, you know, through the body of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Preach into the world for a witness unto all the nations. Yeah, we're making our body a living sacrifice to all these nations, right? Telling, you know, who are these holy people and who the Heavenly Father actually is, you know, his name being magnified, right? And witness to all the nations, and then shall the end come. And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting for Yahweh Shai to have his vengeance, and Lord willing, we're part of that. So the next article. So this is RT News. Tear gas and rubber bullets used against Lebanese protesters demanding justice for victims of Beirut blast. Again, those uproars of the people, right? Protesters set a barricade on fire near the Lebanese parliament as a Beirut marked anniversary of port explosion, right? So,
and we know who was behind that explosion, man. Amalek, man. You know, and that's Esau, Edom, doing wickedness and then hiding his hand. You know, trying to say that's him saying that none seeth me. You know, we know exactly who was behind that blast, man. Amalek, man. You know, and Amalek is going to be the cause of World War III because they're going to bomb the wrong person, man. Eventually, and they're what are they doing right now? They're poking at Iran. You know, and it's only a matter of time before those Amalekites poke the wrong person, man, and it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong, man. It's gonna be on and cracking, man. You know, because who's Iran backed by? Russia.
Magog and Gog.
Yep. And Iran, Russia, and China are like this, man. So it's only a matter of time before Amalek tries to punk out the wrong person and somebody bombs the shit out of their country, man. You know? And then eventually it's gonna be a domino effect. You know? And Russia's gonna get involved, man. Which is gonna bring America into the situation. They're gonna have to get involved.
That bear, poking that bear.
Yep.
Right?
And but that's what Israel is doing covertly. Because they know that Iran is backed up by Russia. You know, they know that. You know, but that's Yahweh Shem Shai putting his spirit on these Amalekites to do it anyway, to fulfill biblical prophecy of a world war, man.
This is Joel chapter 3 and 11. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right, so that's ultimately what we're getting into. You know how Gog and Magog. All right, you got Iran, you got all these different places. Ultimately, they're going to meet up in the valley of Yehoshaphat, which is in the Middle East. Okay, bringing America on in, reigning in that World War III. You good?
Yeah, it's disconnected. I'm gonna have to just reconnect. It's all good. Keep on going.
I got a precept here in Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse 1. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward Jerusalem, and drop thy word toward the holy places.
I think we said the magic word. We start talking about Amalek too much.
Against the land of Israel. So we were sent to prophesy against the land of Israel, which the majority of our people are here, okay, in Babylon the Great. It says, and say to the land of Israel, right, not the literal land, okay, but the spiritual land, man, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And say to the land of Israel, thus saith the Lord, behold, I am against you, and I will draw forth my sword out of its sheath, and will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked. Seeing then that I will cut off from you the righteous and the wicked, and the wicked, therefore shall my sword go forth out of his sheath, and against all flesh from the south to the north. Okay, and we are in the north, man. It's North America. It says that all flesh may know that I, Yahweh, have drawn forth my sword out of his sheath, and shall not return anymore. And what is the sword of Yahweh on the left-hand side? Okay, that's Esau. It says, verse 6, sigh therefore, thou son of man, with the breaking of thy loins, and with bitterness sigh before their eyes. And it shall be when they say unto you, wherefore sighest thou? And that's our people, man. Okay, they're asking why the prophets are loud. Okay, why are the prophets complaining? Okay, about this iniquity, and there's the answer. It says, then shalt thou answer, for the news, for the tidings, because it cometh, and every heart shall melt, and all hands shall be feeble, and every spirit shall faint, and all knees shall be weak as water. Behold, it cometh, and shall be brought to pass, saith Yahweh Shai. Hey, so that sword is going to manifest here in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, in the way of Esau Edom, okay, with his tanks, his drones, man. Okay, to execute 2/3 of our people, man, because of the wickedness of their iniquity, man. You got something, bro?
Yeah. So Psalms, to back you up, talking about that sword, and this is David, right? Which is King David, which was a prophet too, right? So Psalm 17 and 13, arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down. And who is he speaking about? That's Esau, the so-called white man, right? Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, who again, that's Esau, which is thy sword. That's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's sword on the left-hand side, right? And Yahweh Shai's on his right-hand side, right? Psalm 17 and 14, from men which are thy hand, O Lord Yahweh, from men of the world which have their portion in this life. Yeah, they have the fatness of the earth. They have the best delicacies. You know, they're not eating McDonald's. They're not eating, you know, all these wicked things. They're actually going out and having real land. You know what I mean?
Organic food.
Yeah, organic food, right? That's why they live to like 120, right? Right? From men of the world which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. And the hidden treasure, how do they fill it? With our blood, sweat, and tears. With taxes, you know, on our pay. With, you know, their draconian laws, right? With their pharmaceuticals, right? Whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure, they are full of the children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. Yeah, again, and what do? They pass it on to their children. They pass all they have money from the 1700s from slavery, or even going back further than that.
Old money.
Yeah, that old money, right? They're never and then they go to these schools, and then they all have the best jobs, right? And they seem like they have the best customs as far as in this world, right? So Psalm 17 and 15, as for me, I will behold thy face and thy righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Right?
I got a precept to back up on that. This is Psalm 73 and 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. And that's Esau Edom, man, the wicked elites.
Yep.
Okay? Ungodly, you know, and they prosper in the world. Job 9 and 24.
They prosper through their medical system, you know, their school at Harvard, Stanford,
Pseudoscience.
all science, man.
Which is all evil. It's all wicked.
Yeah. Ungodly. Ungodly. So, what have we got? Another article?
Yeah, sure. We'll just run through them real quick and then probably wrap up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that was, yeah, we only have one. Yeah, one more. So this is from Zero Hedge. Baltimore homes rattle after U.S. Army conducts bombing tests. The U.S. Army warned Baltimore residents Wednesday not to be alarmed if they hear booming sounds from Armenian proving ground, right? So they're telling you not to be alarmed about there's bombing sounds, right? And this is you know, this is the wickedness of Esau, right?
Where are they building? Tunnels.
Yeah,
you know?
But not to be alarmed.
Yeah, not to be alarmed.
Even though there are places could fall down.
Yeah, slip underneath it, right.
Yep.
So that's Esau right there. So according to the base's Facebook account, APG will be conducting daytime and nighttime firings, you know, between these hours. It said firing sounds may be heard in surrounding communities. Proving the ground of Obedient is a weapons testing range located in Harford County, or about 40 miles northeast of Baltimore City. So this is in D.C., right? Baltimore?
Yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore. So district, yeah.
area.
So going, you know, Washington, Rome, all these draconian. So they're starting that over there. Tweeted late afternoon that the concerned residents called them about the big boom sounds, right? So they're trying to act like it's nothing. So this is again that domestic that war is coming to Babylon, and that just shows that, and they're getting the people ready for that.
And you know, they're not fooling nobody. You know, I mean, they may be fooling the 2/3, but they're definitely not going to fool the hopeful elect. All right, because we see what they're doing, man. We from the smallest little thing to the grandest thing, we see what they're doing. And this is I'm gonna get a precept on that. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, and we are not ignorant of his devices. You know, trying to soften the the blow as far as, hey, don't be alarmed. You're gonna hear a great boom, you know, in the vicinity of your home. You know what I'm saying? But we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to build those underground tunnels, all right, or those bunkers, okay, to escape their judgment. But that little do they know, and I'm sure they probably don't even know. But the men of the Lord in that day are gonna go after them, man.
All right. And this is just someone. These are the people in the world, right? And they're just, you know, the comment blog, right? So it says, a girl named Lisa actually just heard a normal one, laugh out loud, right? Agreed, very, very suspicious, right? So these people are just in the world. So another one that says, it's still suspicious APG could have tested schedule, something else could have happened during that same time frame. This was unlike any testing any of us ever have felt. And that's what's happening right now. This is a time like never before, you know, going into that.
I got a precept. So this is Psalm 64 and 2. I'm gonna read down to 6. Actually, I'm gonna read to 8. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? And that's what they're saying. They're saying, who sees us, man? You know? But your own people see you, man. The angels see you. You know? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai sees you. The hope of the elect sees you, man. You know? The prophets see you, man. Yep. So Psalm 64 and 6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. And the heart is deep, and the inward thought of every one of them is deep in the form of doing wickedness, man. You know? This is Psalm 64 and 7. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's what they're doing. They're making their own tongue to stumble upon themselves, man. You know? Making their plans known, man. You know?
Cartoons, different movies like Simpsons.
Yep.
Okay, and the movie Cell with Samuel Jackson. Okay, we're going into the 5G frequency, man. Okay, Kingsman. Okay, again with Samuel Jackson. Okay, these are the plans of the elites, man. Okay, to execute their plans in the sword to blood cake out, man. Okay, fuck the masses out. Alright.
Yep. So I got Yep. So this is Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride don't persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices which they have imagined, and that's how they're gonna be taken, from their own devices that they have imagined. The ICBM missile, man. You know, those same plans that they have of enslaving the masses are gonna come back on them, man. You know. So Psalms 10 and 3. The wicked, for the wicked boasteth of his harsh desire, and blessed is the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. For as for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. And that's what he's doing. He's puffing. He's puppeting at his enemies, man. His enemies are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. The real children of Israel, man. That's why he's making you the face of this pandemic, man. And saying that, we need to go into underprivileged communities and underserved communities. That's telling you that he wants to go into your neighborhood first, man. And hit you with the yo jabba jabba, man.
Yeah, the hocus pocus.
Yeah. Kumo said that too. He wanted to go in. He's gonna go to your house, pick you up, bring you to go get jabbed up.
And he said, bring them in cars, right?
Yeah. Put them in vans.
Put them in vans.
Make them take the juice.
Yeah.
Got no choice, man.
Yep. So,
and whose neighborhood is he talking about going to?
Jake?
You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. He's not going to Moab's neighborhood, man. He's not pulling up on the doo-doo stinking ass Africans, you know, the Hamites and the Cushites, man. He's not pulling up on, you know, Nipsey Hussle and them people, and them peoples, man. He's not pulling up on you know, them Hamites, man. He's not pulling up on his own people. He's pulling up on Jake, man.
Projects, the barrios, the reservations, man. That's
You know?
where Jake is at. Yeah. So it's hard Negroes that seem to get in America.
And the narrative went from the bat biters over there in Moab land fighting bats to all of a sudden old people, right? We need to protect the old people.
Right. All of a sudden, man.
And then a month later, it was Jake.
Yep.
You know?
Now they're coming after the kids.
Now they're coming after the kids, man.
Yep.
You know? Want to poke your kids up when they're at school, man. You know?
Without your consent.
Yep.
Parents, man.
Yep. So Matthew 24 and 21, for there shall be great, and this is the times that we're in, for there shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, not nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there should be no there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. And that's what's happening now. Things are speeding up.
We're already in the month of August, man.
Yeah,
Heading
we're
into
talking about
September, fall season.
Yep.
Okay, so Yahweh Shemel Shai is speeding up these days for the elect, man. Because if Yahweh Shemel Shai doesn't speed up these days, okay, we're all through, man. We're all gonna be done.
Yep.
Okay, all organisms will perish, man.
Yep.
That's something.
Ezekiel 3 and 16. And it came to pass at the end of the 7 days that the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. And that's what we're supposed to do. You know, as a watchman, you're supposed to give warning, man. You know, and that's what we're doing. We're coming out here on the highways and byways, on the highways and hedges, and we're giving warning, man. So the blood is off of our hands. Ezekiel 3 and 7, Ezekiel 3 and 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
We want that, man. Okay, we want the blood off our hands. Okay, by here telling so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans to repent, man, to turn back from your wickedness, from eating pork, committing adultery, abominations, man. Okay, this is our job to warn, okay, our people, okay, before calamity hits, man. Okay, before that grace period closes down on you.
Yep, and to stop worshiping Caesar Borgia, man. You know, stop worshiping Virgin Mary, man.
Right.
You know, worship the God of the Bible, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Right. A lot of our people are worshiping San Juditas, Santa Muerte, man. Okay, a lot of you northern tribes, man, are worshiping idols, man, that are gonna put you to death, man. And you don't want that. Okay, you want Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to deliver you, okay, from this destruction that's coming, okay, here in Babylon the Great, which is America, man.
Yep.
Okay.
And you Southern Kingdom are doing it too, man. You going to Big Mama's house. What does she have? A picture of white Jeebus, man. You know? Jeebus cross, man. You know? There's no J in Paleo Hebrew, man. There's no U. There's no E. You know? Or O. So the names can't be God or Jesus, man. Because those letters don't exist in our language, man. In the Lashon Kodash, man. And that was a language that was spoken. It's like it was a broken down version of the Lashon Kodash that was spoken by the slaves and by the Northern Kingdom when they first encountered. You know?
Yeah, because they had a little bit of the custom.
Yeah, they were speaking Hebrew, man. Christopher Columbus brought Hebrew interpreters over to the new land, man. Why did he bring Hebrew interpreters? Because he knew he was gonna encounter, man. Hebrew Israelites, man.
I got Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Right. The day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is at hand, man. Okay, and knowing this, we're supposed to what? Okay, prepare your minds. First and foremost, okay, examine yourself if you're still in the faith, man. Okay,
Set thine house in order.
set thine house in order, man. Okay, the word house in the Hebrew is payas, man. Okay, which goes into your spirit first and foremost. And if you have, family members, you probably have a wife, kids, you got to get them in order, man. Okay, before destruction hits. Okay.
Let me get it. So this is 2nd Ezra 14 and 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people.
And reprove thy people. That's part of the doctrine, man. To reprove, to correct. Okay.
In season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke.
And in season, out of season means what? Winter, summer, fall,
Spring and fall.
Okay, 24/7. Go ahead.
So this is 2nd Ezra 14 and 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them that be in trouble.
Right, comfort such as be in trouble. So
Yep.
we are also, besides warning our people, we're giving them comfort, through the Ruach HaKodesh. Go ahead.
And now renounce corruption.
And now renounce corruption, man. Renounce adultery, eating pork, committing all kinds of abominations, worshiping false idols, man. Go
Yep,
ahead.
I'm gonna keep it going. 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts.
Right, let thee go of mortal thoughts, man.
Yep.
Worrying about, working your 9-to-5 job, man, paying taxes.
You're not going to be
child
able,
support.
all that stuff is not going to matter pretty soon because you're going to have the snake juice, and the sincere followers aren't going to take it, man. 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of men, put off now the weak nature.
Right, the burdens of men, being in that woe is me spirit. Hey, cheer up, man. Be joyful that this devil's about to fall, man.
That should excite you, man.
Yep. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste to flee from these times.
Haste to flee from these times, man. We are in these times, man. The times of destruction, the times of death, great calamities, man, and mayhem that's going to hit here in America, man. So you got to prepare your mind, Once you prepare your mind, you prepare your people, your family members,
we back.
your loved ones,
Kept on reconnecting and disconnecting, so I had to start it on over.
All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 3. It says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of Yahweh, his house shall be soon overthrown.
Yeah, man, if you're not diligent in this truth, man, your house is going to be overthrown, man. Examples of your house being overthrown, you read Isaiah 29 and 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts by what? Thunder, earthquakes, a great tempest.
Or even evil spirits.
Or evil spirits, man.
And that house goes back to the most important thing of your house is that foundation. And what our most important thing is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, that cornerstone, right? And that is our strength. Our power is in Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, which is in that name, right? And then also in the volume of the book, these scriptures. This is that comforter that brother was saying, going back to Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. He is our comforter, and by measuring these times, right? And how we measure the times is by the prophecies that are in these scriptures, right?
I got a precept. So this is Sirach 25 and 10. Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet there is none above him that feareth the Lord. And the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, man. So going down to 12, Sirach 25 and 12, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. And that's how you're going to be preserved, man. Faith in the scriptures, faith in the victory, man. Because there's victory in these scriptures, man. And that victory is only going to come to those that have faith in it, man.
I think I got a precept.
And that faith is through prayer, and through coming out in the highways and byways, making our body a living sacrifice.
How do you increase your faith? Pursuant to Romans, 10 and 16? Faith cometh from hearing, and hearing, man, repetition. So it takes repetition in order for your faith, to grow.
This is just going into the victory, This is 2 Maccabees 15, and I'll start at verse 7. Verse 6. So Nicanor, in exceeding pride and haughtiness, determined to set a public monument of his victory over Judas and them that were with him, but Maccabeus had ever sure confidence that Yahweh would help him. Wherefore he exhorted his people not to fear the coming of the heathen against them, but to remember the help which in the former times they had received from heaven, and now to expect the victory and aid which should come unto them from the Almighty. All right, so going into the word victory, man, we have the victory already, and all we got to do is put our faith and trust in Yahweh Shai. You know, as he helped us in ancient times, you know, the same way he helped us, it's the same way he's going to help us here, but on a higher level, man. You know, the Most High doesn't change. He's the same as from the beginning to the end.
Yep, I got a precept to back you up. Yep, so Ecclesiasticus 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? And the scriptures say, Romans 15:4, for the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience the comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So that's why we go through the accounts where men were delivered, man. You know, the accounts where the apostles were thrown in prison and they were delivered, man. You know, because we're coming into the times where you're gonna have to have faith in the victory, man. And sometimes you have to go through those old accounts to get your faith built up. You know, you may be having a day where you're low in the spirit, so you read those accounts, and those accounts give you strength for the day. You know, so this is Sirach 2:11. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. Saveth in time of affliction, man. You know? And affliction is coming unto you heathens, man. You know?
Ethiopians, you should buy my sword.
Get that.
Bro, I was just about to get that right now.
Yeah.
That's the spirit I was on it.
You know?
Hamites.
Yeah. Because, don't mean to cut you off, brother, but those are the people that were actually rounding up Jakes, man. You know? That's talked about in the book of Joel, you know? 3, from like 3 to like 8, you know what I'm saying? And they gotta pay for that, man.
I think that's Zechariah 2:1, bro.
Zechariah?
Yeah, around there, where it says Ethiopians.
Zechariah 2:12, it says, ye Ethiopians also ye shall be slain by the sword, by my sword.
Straight to the point. Okay, and that sword, it starts with this truth, man. Which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, but when Yahushua returns, it's going to get what? It's going to get physical, man. Okay?
So Revelation 15:2, and when we're speaking about that victory, right? And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them had gotten the victory over the beast. And going back to the board, right?
Which the beast goes into the Nadu and the EU, man. Okay, the different tribes, okay, of Esau.
Yeah, going back to this.
Spaniards, Germans. Okay, it's the elect going to overcome. Okay, this beast is
And this is going to be the end result of Babylon the Great. You know?
And I'll be
Can you get Wisdom of Solomon 16:16? Because that's what this place is going to get hit with, man. Strange rain. You know? And that strange rain right now, you know, is set to hit Babylon the Great, man. And this is going to be a beautiful sight, you know, because there's men who are putting up videos like this who are actually going to be watching this, man. You know, from the chariots, man.
the glass of sea of glass.
Yep.
You know, we're standing on the chariot, looking down and watching all this go down, man.
Yep.
This
All the rape, robbery, and murder that was done into the children of Israel in this land, man. You know, all the
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 16. For the ungodly that denied to know thee were scourged by the strength of thine arm, with strange rains, hails, and showers, where they persecuted, that they could not avoid, and through fire were they consumed.
Y'all like Freddie and them homeboys, huh?
Hey, chill, bro.
Just like Freddie and them partners. They're like Freddie and Patty. Don't ever tell the truth.
Deuteronomy 30:7, and the Lord Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies.
That's what's happening, man. The curses upon our enemies. Okay, you got Esau bugging out, Moab bugging out. Okay, the so-called Ethiopians bugging out. Okay, not sure if they're gonna believe in their gods or not, man. Right, go ahead.
And them that hate thee,
And they that hate thee, and who hates the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Kenyans, Ethiopians, okay, the Chinese, the Japanese, the North Koreans, okay, the so-called Arabs. All right, go ahead.
which persecuted thee,
All right,
and thou shalt return and obey the voice of Yahweh, and do all the commandments which I command thee this day.
so that's straight to the point, man. Yahweh is going to put, okay, the curses on our enemies, and it's happening now. Our enemies are plugged out. Okay, they don't even know what time it is, man.
And that was one of our enemies right there. That's the 2/3.
Matter of fact, he's in front of me now, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's like Satan going to and fro.
Yeah.
First is on your right side, now you go ahead, bro.
I got a preset. So this is what's happening also. So Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power, which is happening right now. This guy actually, that's the spirit, because what did he say? Are y'all Israelites?
Yeah.
Oh, he knows
he said that.
He knows who we are.
He knows who we are. You know?
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Hey, keep real. You might be a
Hey,
Jay.
like in
He's just lost in the sauce, man.
He went to the book
Yo,
of Acts where it
how y'all
says,
doing?
Paul, I know Yahweh Shai,
Let
I
me
know
tell y'all
you
about
are
this
power.
here. Look. So I'm going to preach one time for your fake ass Israelites.
Oh, so we're
Like
fake.
Monopoly boards. Hold on. You ain't
Matter of
even
fact,
get this
yes,
right.
Matthew.
Hey, yeah.
Right. What tribe you
right
from?
on.
You would be the 12th and 9 because I'm the blackest.
Can
nigga
you
in the
get
world.
back?
Hey,
Can
back
you
up
get
a
back,
Be
bro?
the sickest,
Don't
right?
say it. If that
Y'all
was
trying to
fake.
do what?
Hey, back up a
Blood
little.
don't even pull,
Back up.
right?
Hey, 7 feet. 7 feet.
Look,
Hey, 7
six.
feet.
Hey.
This the district,
Hey,
right?
seven
Can
feet.
you
Hey,
move back though?
apartments.
Can you move back
Y'all
though, bro?
niggas is on 61st.
7 feet.
Benson Street. Y'all niggas don't even reach
Get a
your
precinct.
purse.
Go to
Y'all
Matthew.
trying to do this
Yeah,
first
Matthew,
shit.
walk away, walk
Y'all ain't like to
Hey,
write. I'm the
Matthew
type of
24.
nigga that
Hey,
alert your
matter of
night
fact,
and
give me
take
that
your work.
Acts
If you
the,
do it on phone
the
shit, then
chapter.
y'all ain't acting right. What's your program? Fuck the
Get
devil.
that.
Y'all
Get that.
niggas
Resist
ain't
the devil,
acting
he shall
right.
flee. Get that.
I be the bracket
Right,
type,
resist the devil,
nigga.
he
This
shall
still the
flee. Get it, bro.
16.
Get that precinct.
Fuck the
hold on,
little
hold on.
fake ass stone, Pete. This still me. I'm
Get it,
here
bro.
now.
Resist the
But
devil,
nigga,
he shall
this
flee.
ain't 6 feet.
All right,
I'll
get
lay a
that.
nigga
Resist
down,
the
blood.
devil,
That's on
he shall
GP.
flee.
What the fuck is that? Cut
Hey,
that
out of
pinkies
all
off. That's
the
on
people
me.
here, man.
These
Out of all
niggas
the
is
people here,
bullshit.
Hey, James 4
Nigga, that's
You
on
got-
P.
go ahead, get it,
It's
bro.
a 4-7. Fuck
Get
that.
it.
I got
Niggas
it,
ain't
I got it
get
right
back.
here.
Put me on the
Go ahead.
freestyle
James
phone,
4:7.
blood.
Submit yourselves therefore to Yahweh.
Submit yourselves therefore unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh
What's
Shai.
up,
Go
blood?
ahead.
Resist the devil and he will
Resist
flee
the
from
devil
you.
and he shall flee from you, man. You gotta resist them through what? Through the fruits of the spirit, man. And he shall flee. Okay, and the wicked flee
Where
when
y'all
no man
purple
pursue it,
suits?
man. Okay? So
They
you gotta
dying.
resist the adversary, man.
Look,
Okay?
just like the
You
police,
gotta
but y'all
resist
can't get
that
with me.
lunatic
Ask
man
my sons
who
about this
comes
shit.
with
Ain't
confusion,
no
man.
lunatics in
Okay,
these.
demons that have
Just like these
intelligence
bitches and niggas
that are going to,
that can't get with me.
terrible
On
stuff,
619 San
Yahweh
Diego.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai,
Poo-poo,
man.
we finally
Right?
paid.
And these are the demons we
Since
speak about, man.
97.
Watch out, hey, watch out.
Hey, these, cut that H off, my nigga.
there's a
They
level
cannot
10 demon
60
right here,
P.
man.
Look,
Okay, he needs
till
to
I'm
get,
60 feet,
cast
they
out.
can't get with me.
Alright?
I don't
Luke
pass
21
that fucking
Luke 21
fake
and
ass
15.
Timberland boots.
For I will
Y'all
give
can't
you
get
a
with me.
mouth and
What is
wisdom
this Cycalua
which
diet?
all of your
Wow,
adversaries shall not be able to gainsay.
You're trying to get
resist.
louder.
Resist.
I get in the phone
Yahweh
face.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai,
Fuck that shit out with my
he said,
dick
I
out
will
on the
give you a
phone
mouth
face.
and wisdom,
On
which
blood,
all
I
of
give
your
you a mouth.
adversaries
That's
shall
how
not
this
be able to
dick
gainsay
tastes. These
nor
niggas are
resist.
suckers, blood. On
That's-
6'8".
These guys who come up to camp, all they're doing is marking themselves for destruction,
Go
man.
ahead, go
That's
ahead.
why the
Let's see it
scriptures
again,
say,
brother. Let's see it
keep thy
again.
foot.
Yes,
You know?
sir.
The house of
Can you
Yahweh
get
Ba'ashim
that
Yahweh Shai.
Ecclesiastes 5:1,
Two.
bro?
Bro.
Well, I'm gonna job too. Look,
This is
Let's see my
Romans
shit.
16 and 17.
who's the wrong?
Now I beseech you, brethren.
I
mark
just
them
see
which
y'all
cause
niggas
division.
blood
Now,
with a
this is
purpose.
about those who teach false doctrine, man,
Look,
contrary. Okay,
my
to
shit
Yahweh
say
Ba'ashim
Nehemiah.
Yahweh Shai. but it also applies to men like these, man.
Oh, do it,
Okay,
man.
trying
Mean
to
a higher?
activate a
What
discord,
does a higher mean, sir?
trying to stop the word, man.
Can I ask you that?
Satan
What's a
come
higher?
in immediately and
Who's
try
a
to
higher?
take a word that was a song.
Who's a higher? Where is a higher in the
Right,
Bible?
get it? Get it real quick.
Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahweh.
Keep
and
thy
be-
foot, keep thy
Not a
foot,
higher,
keep thy
though.
foot when thou
So who
goest
the
to
fuck
the
is a
house
higher?
of
And what the
Yahweh
fuck is that?
Shai.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Shia.
And
What
be
is
more
that,
ready
Yeshaya?
to hear
And be ready
What is
to
it,
hear.
Yeshaya?
Okay, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Go ahead.
than to
Y'all
give a
talking about
sacrifice
houses,
of
nigga,
fools.
like
That's
y'all
to
be
give a
Jesus
sacrifice
Christ.
of fools,
I get
go
loud
ahead.
on y'all
For they
niggas,
consider
nigga. That's what
not
Jesus
that
like.
they do
Y'all
evil.
put 'em
Right,
on the
yeah,
Christ
you're doing
once,
evil.
but y'all ain't bleeding
Okay,
right. I be the
committing
blackness of the
iniquity.
black blood,
Okay.
but y'all don't treat
And
me
how about
right.
Shemel Shai is going to mark
Fuck a
you for
Mozzie,
that, man.
nigga. This
Okay,
real 619.
and it's not that mark of
We them
extension.
Starlight Park
Okay, but the
niggas,
mark
blood,
of
that's
discretion,
on
man.
me.
Okay, the
Look, bro,
Maratma.
how you doing?
Okay.
How that be hanging piece
Get it
on
again,
the
bro,
left
yes,
one with the
and
hook,
get that one,
but that don't be banging these.
Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahweh, and be more ready to
What's
hear
the highway?
than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider
Highway
not
of
that they
hell.
do evil.
Look, these niggas be on it, blood, the highway to hell.
Can you get my name is Dreadful Among the Heathen?
This is
Go for the month.
get that
Go for the month. Keep a bitch with a lung full of dung.
spirit of man. Get
The name of y'all, the real names, the powers of heaven and earth, is Dreadful Among the Heathen, man. You know?
So
That's why it was
Malachi,
I can even say Yahweh
so
Shemel.
Malachi 1:14.
Hey, bro, could you
bro,
not block the
brother.
camera, man?
Yeah,
Chill,
I'm
bro.
just letting y'all know what the Skyline Park about. And it
Alright.
was the bullshit.
Alright.
We don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro.
I'm trying to be in the set too, though,
Hey, you
blood.
This is Matthew 12 and
Malachi
43.
1:14. Be cursed by the
Y'all
deceiver.
get them all up, blood.
Malachi
What?
1:14. Be
Who?
cursed be that deceiver
Nigga.
which hath his flock
Go
for
ahead,
a male
let me hear
and
something.
voweth, sacrificing
about
to the
y'all
Lord
with the Bible
Yahushai
and peace for
a
sure.
corrupt thing. For I am great king, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen.
I am a great king, and my name is Dreadful Among the Heathen, man. You know?
This is Matthew 12 and 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he
Like
walketh
that,
through
yeah,
dry
blood.
places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Right, and this is a man that he's trying to seek for rest, but he doesn't find it, man, because he has legions of demons on
Got a
him.
legion.
It says, verse 44, then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out, and when he is come, he findeth it and empty, swept and garnished. This is verse 45. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of that man is worse than the first. Okay, so there's an example, man, of a man who has legions of demons.
What's a legion of demons,
It
sir?
says, even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation, man.
Don't yell.
Okay,
Just
unto
tell
this
me
wicked
something.
generation. Hey, Deuteronomy.
So can I just open your Bible? Look, this one round. Can I just open your Bible? This one time. I know you're not in the head, but I can just open it one time.
Hey, this is Mark chapter 5 and verse 8. For he said unto him, come out of the man, thou unclean
Right,
spirit.
come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. Go ahead.
And he asked him, what is thy name?
What is thy name?
And he answered, saying, my name is Legion.
Legion.
My name
for
is
they are
Ball.
many.
For we are many.
And Legion is what? Like
We are 5, bro.
2,000, 2,500, man?
So Isaiah 58 and 1.
Matter of fact, hold that on deck, bro.
Take
Get
us up, bro.
Ephesians,
Yeah, bro.
6th chapter, man.
Walk away.
Okay, for we
walk
wrestle
away
not
from
against
shit.
flesh and blood, but
You
against
said let me open your Bible to one page.
Okay,
Well, y'all don't want to do it. Open it to one page, a random one.
okay, and verse
Open
12.
it to one page, a random one. Since y'all the truth, right? Y'all niggas the
6
truth.
and 12.
Let me. I am spiritual. Let me open your
Hey,
Bible
for
to
the
one page.
weapons of our
Power up.
warfare are not carnal,
Can I open
but
it to
mighty
one
to
page
the
without
three
all
halberd
looking? We won't
strife
even
for
look.
the pulling down of strongholds.
So we won't even
Yeah,
look. Can I
Ephesians 6
open
and
one
12.
page? Look, I'm
Ephesians
just
6
flipping.
and 12. For we
Why you
wrestle not
scared?
against flesh and blood,
But
but
we wrestle
against
not
here.
against flesh and blood. Go
Cause
ahead.
y'all
but
niggas
against
fake, blood.
principalities,
Y'all
against
niggas is
powers,
pussies, blood.
against the rulers
I'm
of
stalling,
darkness
blood.
of
Against
the world,
Right?
against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Against spiritual wickedness and
Look,
high
what's
places. So
wickedness?
you're spiritual wickedness
Can I flip one
and high
page?
places, man. Okay?
Flip one page.
Hey, Yahweh
Why y'all holding your Bible
is going
shut?
to destroy
If I
you, man.
can't flip one
Okay,
page and
we're
read the
trying
facts, nigga.
Hey, man, don't be spitting, man. Come on.
I
All
don't
right?
respect, blood.
Walk away, man. Okay, walk away.
Fuck y'all and
Right?
crap.
Hey,
bro.
Yahweh
Power.
Shemel Shai is going to
Let's go.
destroy you, man.
1980s,
All right?
nigga.
So,
You know
hey,
it's gonna
depart
destroy
out of your
you.
evil spirit.
Y'all
okay,
wicked.
you're an evil spirit. Depart from here.
Open the
right?
Bible.
And Yahweh
And the thing
How about
Open
Shimon
the
coming to
Bible.
And the
destroy?
thing about it,
Like,
all
check
the
this out,
places
right?
where he could have went at this beach,
Right.
he comes
getting marked.
and shows his wickedness right here, man.
That's goes to show.
You know?
That's Satan, man.
That's Satan
Yeah.
right here, man.
He got the whole spirit on him, man.
And Satan cometh immediately. Okay.
Let's get it again. Luke 21:15, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's cold, man. You know?
Hey, matter of fact, get that in. Matter of fact, I'll get it, bro. Going into the scoffers.
Yep, Luke
Go ahead, bro.
21,
Oh, I got that.
Luke 21:32. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all be fulfilled.
To all be fulfilled.
Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass
Fuck
away.
crabs.
Right, the
And
word.
take heed unto
Police
yourselves, lest at any
Fuck
time
leprechauns.
your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness
That look like
and
we
cares
like
of this
tie-dye on
life,
that t-shirt,
so that
brother.
they come
Do
upon you unaware.
Do that.
Yep. And the scriptures say not to be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness, man. You know? And that's what this man is overcharged with, man. Drunkenness, man. Spiritually and physically drunk, man. You know? And 2/3 of our people are walking around in that same mindset right now. And we were just talking about gangbanging was the invention of the white man, man.
Right, and
you
that's
know?
the spirit. That comes and
You know?
starts gangbanging, man.
All those ways lead to death, man.
Right.
You know? And who pumps gangster culture into the TV, on the radio? The white man, man. The devil, man.
Esau.
You know?
Hey, this is 2 Peter 3:3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts.
Their own
Look at
lust.
this is all his own lust, throwing up
It
his
is a
signs,
perfect example.
You know, he like that, man.
Y'all some fuck.
You know,
man.
and saying where is the promise of his coming. He was
Can
over
you
here
guys-
talking
can you
about.
guys tell me where the
fake-
bar's at?
fake Israelites.
Can you guys tell me where the bar is at? Is there a bar?
Yeah, right over there.
Where at?
Right there.
Where's the bar at?
Right there. Right down there.
I thought, hey,
Hey, just go down there, man. Look, you gonna see it on your right.
are you reading Tommy Dickens?
Hey, step.
Cause I Dickens these niggas blood, all of them, all road blood. Post that too, little pussy ass niggas. Huh?
You got it.
What?
I say verse 4. And saying where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep.
That's an assault charge. And keep it real, that might be Esau Edom setting a trap this way, man.
Agent.
You know, an
that's
agent.
probably an
To try to get knocked out on TV, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Trying to create discord amongst brethren, man.
Can you get that to be carnally minded is death? You know?
Romans, the main chapter.
Yep.
Get it?
You know?
That's a spirit. That's a spirit.
You know?
Demon.
Romans 9.
Yep.
Carnally minded. Hey, how about you now? Shai through Apostle Paul said what? Hey, be circumspect, man, because the days are evil.
Yep.
And an example of being circumspect, okay, means to be 360, be cautious, man, of your surroundings, man, because you never know when an agent of Satan is going to manifest, okay, and wants you to get carnal, man.
Yep.
Okay, that's where you gotta be in the spirit, man, at all times. Okay, be on point at all times. The spirit power of Yahweh Bashem. Got it, bro? Be carnal-minded.
I'm right here in the 9th chapter. What verse is it?
I think that's around like 6.
Oh, I got it right here.
Oh, you got it, bro?
Oh yeah, you got it.
Romans 8:6. For to be carnally minded is death.
Right, to be carnally minded is death, man. Being carnal, getting drunk, trying to create a discord amongst brethren, which there's nothing wrong in, probably drink a little beer here and there, okay, but when you overdo it, man, okay, it's gonna create, chaos in your spirit, man. Go ahead.
And that's what that man was coming up to the camp showing. You know? He's carnally minded. You know? And all his thoughts are thoughts of death, man. You know, gang banging,
Vanity,
vanity,
Yeah.
trying to be on camera,
trying to be on camera,
disrespecting the prophet.
disrespecting the Lord, His name. You know,
And the name.
Oh yeah, good name.
yep.
Yeah.
All capital offenses to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man.
Ezekiel 9:4, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of thy men that sign and that cry for the abominations that done in the midst thereof.
ahead, bro.
Yeah, and this he's also getting a mark that's being put on him.
And it's not
You
the
know,
Y,
yeah, it's
which is
not
the
the
mark of exemption from judgment.
Destruction.
It's the Y in the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash. But he's getting marked for destruction, man. You know, and as soon as I get home, we'll throw up a curse on that nigga, man. You know, and hope he gets ran over by a car the second the prayer's throwing up, the second the curse is throwing up, man. You know, we're putting up curses on all our enemies, man. You know.
Hey, going back to what the brother read earlier, man, Deuteronomy 30:7, Yahweh Shemel Shai shall give these curses upon thine enemies, man. And that's happening now.
Yep.
Okay?
All those that hate thee, man. Let's get that.
Yeah, you want, bro. Oh, yeah, matter of fact, get it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Ezekiel 9:5. And to the others he said in mine hearing,
And to the others, okay, the 2/3, go ahead.
go ye after him through the city
Right.
and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Neither have you pity, man. It has shown no mercy, man.
Yep.
Okay, and this is Yahweh Shemel Shai speaking to the prophet Ezekiel. Go ahead.
Slay utterly old and young,
Old and young, man. Go ahead.
yep, both maids and little children,
Little children, man.
Yep.
2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. Go ahead.
yep, and women, and come not near any man upon whom is the mark,
Right.
and begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient men which
men.
were before the house.
That's happening, man.
Yep.
The ancient man.
The third, fourth generation,
Third, fourth
we're
generation.
coming back into our lot that the brother brought out earlier, right? We are in that third, fourth generation. We are in our lot, just like that man's in his lot, right? Of destruction to be destroyed.
Let me get that. So this is Psalms 139:19. Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. And that guy's a bloody man, man. You know, set to be destroyed, man. You know,
throwing up signs.
lest he repents, and he doesn't have the spirit of repentance on him. You know, I don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
Leaving the demons on,
You know,
man.
but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai could have him repent tomorrow. You know, and he could come back to the camp and apologize. You know, but from the looks of it, it's not looking like that. You know, Psalms 139:20, for they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. And what was he doing? He's making fun of the name, man. Saying Ahaya, this, that. You know, he butchered the name Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, was saying Yahweh something, something, something.
That's
You know, yep.
Bullshit ass Israelites saying all this wickedness.
Yep. We gonna see, you know? We gonna see. You know, we gonna see. When we get home, throw up a curse on that nigga, man. You know? And hope it gets answered, man. You know? So Psalms 139:20, for they speak against thee wickedly, and thy enemies take thy name in vain. And that's going into the false prophets, you know, who are calling on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but they're saying that the MOTB is spiritual. You know?
Or it's an embargo.
It's an embargo.
Christianity.
Well, you can't go into this bar right back here and go buy, you know, some macaroni and cheese and some chicken wings with your Jesus Christo piece. You can't show them a picture of your white woman, your concubine, and say, I got a white woman. You know, I got the MOTB. Let me get that, man. You can't go in the liquor store and go buy some Henny with that. You know, you can't definitely go into McDonald's and get the Bill Gates fries. You know what I'm saying? The GMO 3000s.
GMO burger.
Yeah, the GMO burger. You know. So this is Psalms 139:21. Do not I hate them, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that hate thee, and not I grieve with those that rise up against thee. And what did he do? He came and rose up against the prophets, man. You know. Lord willing, we're those men, but men out there on the highways and byways doing the work, man. What'd he do? He came and showed his disdain for what we're doing, man. And that's nothing but the devil, man. That's nothing but the spirit of Satan on that man to show his disapproval of what men are doing out here on the highways and byways, which is waking up our people, man, through the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Psalms 139:22. I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. And we hate those that hate Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai with perfect hatred, man. You come against this doctrine, we hate you with perfect hatred, man. You know? Also, the men out there teaching false doctrine, man. You know, saying that all nations can be saved. Well, why is there enemies in the book of Luke then, which is in the Gospels, man? You know, why are certain nations set to go into slavery, man? Camel jockeys, you doo-doo stinking ass Africans, you know, all of y'all going into slavery, man.
Ishmael,
Moab,
so-called Arabs.
you know,
Okay.
moon worshipers, you know, 2/3 of our own people who want to bow down and worship Caesar Cesare Borgia, you know. All of y'all got this. All of y'all got a cold judgment coming, man. And all you heathen nations, go do some push-ups tonight, man. You know, because if you're not in Babylon the Great, high chances that you'll be, you know, a survivor in the form of you won't die from the nuclear destruction, but you're going to be rounded up for slavery, man. You know, so do some push-ups. If you live outside of Babylon the Great, United States, and you don't live in Jerusalem or in any of these areas that are going to get hit by the nukes, chances are you'll survive, and you'll survive to go into slavery, man. You know?
And we know that there's enemies because that goes back to Psalm 17 and 13 when David was speaking about hide me from thy enemies, thy sword.
Well, all these nations have had a hand in putting our people in slavery, man.
Right here, I got you.
You know?
Exodus 21:16, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
Yep, and we're in Esau Edom's hand still, man. You know? At the hand of the camel jockeys and the doo-doo stinking ass Hamites who rounded us up in West Africa, man. You know? And they got to pay for that, man. You know? And we don't care who says what or who does what, man. Because the words in this book will stand, man. You know? And slavery's in the Bible, man. It's biblical, man. You know?
Right here. Revelation 13:9, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
That's what you did when you led our people off the shores of West Africa from the kingdom of Judah out there off the slave coast. If you go into the slave map of the 1720s, it says kingdom of Judah without the H, Juda. Now, Jake was over there in the land of Ham trying to set up the kingdom, basically. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got dragged out of Africa, man. You know? And what were those doo-doo stinking ass Africans doing, man? They were eating us, man. They were capturing us, and some of us they would sell to the white men, to the Grecians,
So for themselves.
and some for themselves, and the rest they would eat, man. You know? That's why the scriptures say, learn not the way of the heathen, man. And all these nations are below us, man. You know? And it's written for them to get dashed, man. Let's get that in the book of Revelation. Revelation 2 and 20 and 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Power over the nations means that somebody's going into slavery, man. Let's read it again. Let's read the next verse. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. And I believe if you go into the context of this, that's red writing.
That's Yahweh speaking.
That's Yahweh speaking, man. You know?
Hey, blood. You don't tell me something.
What the fuck, bro?
Who's that bigger than this on Hank, blood?
Bro.
Hey, with that,
Hey, we done. Hey,
with that, we gonna close on out.
Hey, let's give our honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah, Quadan.
double honors to the head apostles of the great millstone who do rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom to the elders and the elder bishops of great millstone as well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to all the sincere Akim and Aqua through subscribe to the truth. A hearty shalom to the men out there on the highways and byways, highways and hedges, preaching and teaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and risking their freedom, now more so than ever, especially in these times, making their bodies a living sacrifice out there on the highways and byways, highways and hedges, with the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shah, which is the spirit of prophecy, which allows men to go into the scriptures and bring our understanding on a high level. And last but not least, a hearty shalom to the men of Valley Camp, New Jersey, NYC, South Carolina, DTA Camp, Philly, Baltimore, Jersey, NYC. First camp I ever heard the truth from, Isaiah 62 verses 6 through 7. Those that make mention of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, keep not silence. Give him no rest day or night. To Jerusalem is a praise in the earth. Can we get Hebrews 12 and 16 and 17?
I guess I'm a little bored now, blood. Tommy the big one. Hey, do not mention the motherfucking baby. Blood, and the 2 times got a good idea. Blood power.
This is Hebrews chapter 12. You said 16?
Yep.
Ain't no
Hebrews 12 and 16.
This is Hebrews 12
16, let
and
it out.
16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. Man.
Yep.
Hey, little
Lest there be any
boy.
fornicator or profane person as Esau, man. You know?
See him out like y'all be doing.
Profane
Act
means
like
outside the
girls and
temple,
shit.
man.
This guy's outside the temple.
And he's outside the temple. You know?
Y'all act like girls.
Hebrews 12 and
Y'all go to
17.
sexual
This is
clubs, blood.
Hebrews 12 and
You think y'all
17.
some bitches,
For you
blood.
know how that afterward,
Power.
when he
Yep.
would have
Oh, girl,
inherited the
I'm
blessing,
a dude.
he
Nigga,
was rejected.
our mamas
He was
did
rejected,
this,
bro.
blood. Yeah,
He was rejected.
Like why y'all
He found no
rejected
place
faith?
of repentance, man.
All over
You
all
know?
four they
He
faces.
found no place of
Because,
repentance.
blood, this dick the
So
real
he sought
fit.
it carefully
Y'all
with
live
tears,
streaming
man.
this?
So this was
Skyline, blood.
for his
Real
business.
dick,
Get out the
real
camera,
dick,
bro.
real
This is how
dick.
you identify
Y'all
who
want me to
Esau
show
is,
you?
man.
Pull your dick
Okay,
out, let's
profane,
compare.
out of the temple,
My
man.
shit big as his phone. I'm just
Hey,
like
hey,
the
this is the biggest Satan, man.
Yep.
Okay, in the
God,
past
this nigga is a
34 years
Christian,
since
man.
vocab
No,
law.
no
Not a
fornicator as
Mexican.
profane as Esau, man.
Bibbs,
Esau,
I'll
you know?
knock you out, blood.
Hey, the spirit
Bibbs.
revealed who Esau is.
Blood. What's up, Bibbs?
Hey,
Huh?
hey, so with that, we gonna say shalom.
What's up,
Shalom, shalom.
Ababa Ball,
Ababa
DTA.
Ball, Shalak Rayam,
Just look at
Wa
me like
Abadium,
the whole time. I said,
Wa Gawanium.
What? Bibbs?